when you're deciding which kind of tomato to plant or which kind of tomato to buy, it's important to have some kind of a clue what you want to do with it. As you can see, these are the ones that I got from the market today. And most of these tomatoes are going to be for slicing. All of them are going to be good, so that's not the question. But again, if you're making a tomato sauce with them and you're going to be cooking with them in some way, it does make a difference. So let's look at a little bit and see what we've got. I've got a Roma tomato, which we often refer to as a cooking tomato, and the rest of them are basically slicing tomatoes or grape tomatoes. This one is a slicing tomato. So let's look at what's the difference when we cut into them and see what we can see. Now, both of them aren't peak of maturity yet. I'd probably have liked to see them on the vine a little bit more. But what you can see here is this one has a lot more liquid in it. You can see more juice, more seeds. This one's got much thicker walls than this one does. And that means that when we're cooking, we are going to get a thicker sauce with it. When you're canning, this is more the kind of tomato that you're going to want to use so that you don't have that separation during the cooking process. So I'm going to show you what happens here. We're going to make a sauce real quick. It's a raw sauce, real easy to make. You don't have to peel the tomatoes. You just need to wash them and core them and cut them in a rough chop, cut them into chunks. Put them in your blender. You could do this in a food processor as well. So I've got about a pound of tomatoes, which with this size is about 4. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil. And here you probably want to have one that's got a little bit of flavor to it. 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt. About the same amount, 3/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of, or 3/4 of a teaspoon of sugar to that as well. And that's just to cut the acid that's in the tomato a little bit. You could leave it out and see how it is. And then 1½ teaspoons of balsamic vinegar. And that's all the ingredients that you need. Now you can make this and eat it over a fresh pasta in a salad. You could serve it as a sauce, or you could cook it just a little bit by putting it over hot pasta in a pan and let it sit there for a minute. You want to sort of puree this. The amount that you do is going to depend on how chunky you like your sauce. Let's see if I can get that going a little bit stronger. Or not. Okay, I think that's good for what we're going to do today. What I have here, as I said, if you were actually going to serve this warm, you'd put it in the pot that you just cooked the macaroni in, put the macaroni back in the pot and pour some of the sauce over it. This makes enough to work with about 4 ounces of pasta. I don't have that amount here, so I'm not going to put all of it over it. This is going to be cold, but it would be equally good if it was nice and hot. Just put about that much on, and then kind of spread it out. You would toss it together in the pot if you were actually working with it hot, so all of the pasta would be coated. How this tastes is going to be totally dependent on how ripe those tomatoes were. So this is the kind of thing you do during the peak of season. But let's look a little bit further and see what happens. I made the same sauce 2 ways. What you can see here is this is the one that I made with a cooking tomato. We have some of the liquid coming off, but basically it's still more mounded. What we have here is one that's made from a slicing tomato. A lot more water has come off of this. It's still flavored, it's still good, but the sauce is going to be much thinner. So depending on what you're going to do or what your goal is, you may want to choose one over the other. It's that easy. For Oklahoma Gardening, this is Barbara Brown.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.